Well, I think what happens today is that it starts with the young filmmakers coming out of these schools and all the schools. One of the important thing about film schools, I always tell students, is that it causes networking, because you've got fellow students that you learn with.
That's what they do.
Yeah,
it's networking.
It's networking, you see, and they go off, and one person will get a job, and he'll need some assistant cameraman or a cameraman if he's a director or something like that. He knows what this person can do,
right.
So he brings those people in, and bit by bit somebody else does something, and it like spreads out. So it's wonderful to go to film school. It's a great way to like access yourself into the business, because you have 40 other people looking for jobs, getting jobs, including you in their
yes.
efforts and all that kind of thing, which I think is very valuable.
Now, what's your opportunity for selection of the subject matter?
To begin with, zip. You just want to like get a project to like
a job.
A job. You want to get a job to like test your craft. To practice your craft,
exactly.
to like develop how to tell stories, you know, how to help the director, how to like hone your craft,
yeah.
when to move the camera, when to be close, when to be far away, whether to be colorful, whether to be, you know, all these things are the more practice you have at them.
Right.
I was lucky. I went into TV, and I did 26 one-hour shows in 1 year, and like that's 26 hours of film. Well, that's how many features? It's a lot of features, isn't it?
You bet.
In 1 year, huh? And you get a chance to hone your craft doing that. But there's so many ways of honing your craft. But then after you've done that a little bit, you don't want to just work, because this isn't a job. It was never a job for me. It was a joy always.
Right.
Whether you took, no matter what kind of work, you know, you weren't being selective yet or anything like that. You were saying when you got an opportunity to shoot a film,
you do anything.
You would be happy to just jump aboard,
right.
and do it. But it was always with great joy and enthusiasm then, you see. Later on, as you become more crafted and your artistic sensibilities develop more, then you have a chance, if you've saved your money, if you haven't got too many obligations, if you haven't bought a yacht that you owe money on, or an expensive house or something like that, and just have to keep taking the jobs to like make it pay, then you don't become an artist anymore.
Right.
You see, you become a ditch digger, or like a restaurateur, or anything else like that. You're a working man.
What inspires you? What do you draw for inspiration for the next film?
Luck that somebody will want me. I honed my craft, and I did the kind of things, and I did the best job I could on the films that I worked on, so that people would look at them and say, "Wow, this is very interesting. This photographic work on this film is very interesting." So I used to sort of live on the edge. You're experimenting with what hasn't been done before, or what you haven't done before, and either succeeding or failing. Now, you don't fail. You just take chances. If you play it safe, you'll develop much slower. It doesn't mean that you'll develop, not develop, but you'll develop much slower.
Yeah.
And I developed very rapidly because I wanted to be in the position of the director of photography, to help the director tell
the story.
Yeah. And so you just do your best job, and then you develop a reputation, and then you live off of your reputation. People send you scripts because you did something that Hitchcock filmed, so he
yeah.
wanted you for that. Your work in the Hitchcock film.
And then you have something to give your agent, if you have an agent.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you get an agent. You got to have an agent. You know, you don't want to be talking money with people or anything else
yeah.
like that. But you tell that agent, this is a deal break. You know, either I get this, or like somebody else is photographing this, and because an agent doesn't have the power to deal. But if you believe in certain things and you don't want to let them go, you have to make them deal breaks.
Yeah.
And then you have to maybe lose the job as a result of it. But then you're artistically sort of pure, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So bit by bit, you build what's called a reputation, and you have a choice. You've got the greatest power in the world. It's a word called no.
Yes.
You can say no, and you can say yes. You know, and usually directors want to interview with you if they don't know you. They want to meet you, look at you, get a sense of you from how you relate with somebody, and that gives them the confidence to sort of like think, yeah, I can work with this guy, or like, yeah, he's the kind of guy that that I'd like to have to like around me to help make this film. So bit by bit, you get into a more powerful position, and then you say no to scripts. You decide you don't want to do violence, like I don't do violence, and now that doesn't mean that, like, you know, this next picture I do, somebody blows their brains, or somebody blows brains out of somebody and it hits a wall. But I didn't know it was going to be like that. But you know what I'm saying. It's not violence for violence sake.
Yeah.
That kind of.
Well, violence has a point in
a drama.
In many drama.
Yeah.
Shakespeare's full of it. But
absolutely. Yeah. So you cannot not evade that all the time. But
it must be meaningful to what the story you're telling.
Absolutely. Absolutely.